You hear about it on campuses across the country. The question that seems to lurk around every college and university: are student athletes being treated better on campus than non-student athletes? Today, we explored Robert Morris University to see if it is a problem at this campus. Robert Morris University currently has 5,000 students enrolled, 2,000 of which live on campus, and around 450 of those are athletes.
I feel like people treat student athletes as if they're a little bit more busy than everyone else, when in reality, like, I feel like I'm just as busy, if not sometimes more busy than student athletes, because, where I work for like the TV studio and the newspaper, the radio. So, I mean, I'm constantly doing shows and producing stuff and working on stuff. So I think, people like me are just as busy as student athletes, but nobody ever really recognizes us for having the same schedule as student athletes.
Gone a little bit easier on. It seems like professors, if they know that they're an athlete, they have practices, but like other students have things going on as well, and sometimes will kind of give them the benefit of the doubt.
Here's what a few athletes had to say.
We do get things that regular students don't, like traveling to special places and getting clothing and scholarships and books paid for, but on the same hand, we have that much more of a responsibility to hold up to our scholarship, and we have that many more rules where regular students could go out and do whatever they wanted pretty much 7 out of the 7 days of the week, and we can't do that, not even close to that.
I think we're treated generally the same. I mean, I feel like the student athletes are kind of under a bigger microscope. When I do something wrong, I'm getting yelled at by maybe 8 or 10 different people. I got to deal with my coaches, the actual person that got in trouble with the law, and then like the student director.
Later, we traveled to Joe Walton Stadium to speak to a few members of the athletic department. We sat down with athletic director and softball coach Craig Coleman to get his thoughts on the topic.
We believe that, getting your name in the newspaper and maybe being a little bit famous is a privilege. With privilege comes responsibility, and we expect you to behave yourself. And I think if you ask any of our coaches who have had players suspended by the athletic department, or they themselves have suspended players for rule violations, I think it's pretty clear that that athletes, at least at Robert Morris, are held to the same standard as they are as our general students.
If I were to hear somebody was coming in and telling the professor that they had to leave 20 minutes early every single class to get to practice, I would put a stop to that immediately. And so would Sean, and so would Dr. Coleman. Everybody would back us up on that. Like, that's not how we do things. That's not what's going to happen.
Flazier went on to say that if students feel like athletes are being treated differently than other students in their classes, they should reach out and speak with him about the issue. This has been Kristen Kudla with RMU Sentry Media, and thank you for listening.